Hey, y'all, just getting ready and getting set up. Ring light on. Give me a second. All right. And here we go. Got one in the house over on YouTube, it looks like, and it is Marie Clayton. How are you? Welcome to the wonderful world of Generation X. Why can't I get my camera set up right? Try this again, and that works. What's going on, Paula? Thomas, how are you? Let me get our Facebook friends on live as well. Patrick, how are you? Doreen, good to see you. Kristen, hey, how is everybody? I am having a hard time with this light. There we go. And what happened there? All right. Not too much. Just working on getting our Facebook crowd up and running as well. How is everybody? I hope everybody had an awesome week. Can't believe it's Sunday again already. Faster and faster and faster every single week. Kind of crazy. Hope everybody's awesome as always, says our friend Wire, the friendly Canuck. Wendy P, how are you? Chris, good evening from northern Wisconsin. Val's Black Cats Rule is in the house. Facebook is not up yet. No, I'm working on it. It will be up momentarily. Had the wrong camera working for some strange, bizarre reason. And the camera that comes with my Mac, I don't know if y'all are computer savvy or not, but the streaming cameras that come with are horrible. The Mac, even the Macs today, I looked at a brand new Mac, seeing if maybe the camera would be better, but the cameras are absolutely horrific. So I had to go buy a separate camera to make it work. And we'll be going soon. Gotta get Sunday night wonderful world of Gen X music up at some point. Our own little theme song going. That would be kind of cool. I'm not musically talented in that way. Stay says I'm barely tech savvy. I'm pretty tech savvy. What I'm not is musically gifted. But tech I can handle. All right, camera's looking good. And live on Facebook in 3, 2, 1. Now I need 4 eyes. The trip is coming up, Doreen. Yeah, we'll talk about that today for sure. I'm really excited about the trip. I leave on Wednesday. All right, Facebook is live. Let's see if we can get some people going. The contest begins. Got 90 of y'all in here already. But yeah, we'll be talking about the trip. Stace says maybe the theme from Friends should be the theme. I think we can go back further than that. David recommends the Happy Days theme song. I think we can go a little bit newer than that. Deborah Mott joining us from Facebook land. Salutations. How are you? Welcome to the wonderful world of Generation X. This and every Sunday night coming at you live from wherever the hell I happen to be. Kevin Pierpont joins us from Richmond, Virginia. Lynn says hello. Cindy Buckner, Goodies song. I think you mean Goonies, but I couldn't agree more. That would be a good one. Facebook, you guys are coming on a little late right now. I will tell you, we're trying to think of Marge. Wrong camera was on. I finally upgraded and bought myself a new camera for the Mac because the old one was horrible. And I think you guys can see it looks better today. So hopefully all is good. James, hello. Lawrence, hello. Marge, Andrew, what's up? Actually working on a collaboration with What's Up. High School USA theme song. That's not a bad one. Multitasking, watching the show and playing The Sims. Wendy, I was addicted to The Sims back in the days. Early 90s version of Sims on my desktop. I absolutely loved it. It's been good, Marge. Busy. Very busy. All good things. How are you guys? My best friend Mike Hawk got hurt. Please send him your well wishes. That's coming over from YouTube. We're sending out all kinds of positive prayers, positive messages, vibes for your friend Mike. I hope he's gonna get better real soon. Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Always a good one. Glad to hear it, Lynn. Big John. Mindy, hello. Double screening. Have the Lost Boys on the tube. That is awesome. Always happy to share screen time with the Lost Boys. I'm working on knitting a baby blanket for a gift. Very cool, Cindy. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it. Subbed and liked. Good stuff. Thank you, Jason. So here we are. Middle of August already. Summer went, I don't know where, but it flew by in a flash. But we are trying to send summer out in a big way. Coming up this Wednesday night, I will be flying up to the Great White North. Coming up to a lot closer to my Canadian friend, Wire. I'll be sort of in your neck of the woods, the Canadian portion of the United States. I'll be visiting Buffalo, New York. And a buddy and I are going out and we are doing, dude, Marge, congratulations. Daughter's having a baby, little girl. That's awesome. We're going out and hitting the town in Buffalo Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. 4 nights in a row. I'm going to endeavor to go out, to hit the bars, to hit the clubs, to walk the walk that I walked 30 years ago in my 20s. What's there? What's gone? What's changed? What's different? Content consumer says, kiss me. All right, there you go. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not sure I'll survive the experience. Sue and Soda's Point, my fellow former 315er, grew up in Wolcott, New York, not far from you. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. T. Gray, good to see you, my friend. To just step into my shoes. Walk of shame? I'd say walk of fame. Do kids still party the way we partied? Because I got to tell you, at the bar that I work at, the restaurant that I work at, I work with a lot of young kids. And they'll go out, their shift starts at 4. And they will have gone out the night before. And they come in drag ass, coming in exhausted. And I'm like, what's going on? What's wrong? Hey, Elena. Hey, if we're giving out kisses, Jeffrey Thomas, my man. I was just talking about how we're doing a collab with What's Up. Jeffrey Thomas is one of the guys that's going to be joining in on the collab. He's over on the Facebook side of things. But they're dying. You'd think that they just basically went 4 days without food and water and sleep and were dying. We used to go out. Am I wrong? I would go out on a Tuesday night, not even a weekend. Tuesday night, ladies' night at Kohl's in Buffalo. And it would be till 4 a.m. And I appreciate it, Samantha. Thank you so much. We would go out till the bars in Buffalo didn't shut down till 4 a.m. So we would go out and then we'd go get breakfast at the Town or Pano's or Costa's or any number of great Greek little diners that were open all night. And then go to class in the morning. And then go to work. And after work, all day, the one thing that got us through it was to say that as soon as work is over, I'm going home and going to bed. I remember that being my thought from the moment I woke up in the morning was just let me get through the day. And tonight I will go to bed early. And what happened? We didn't go to bed early. We would go all day swearing up and down that if God just gets us through the day, we will behave that night. And that night, Wednesday night, we were back out again. My thought was to party more. It just seemed like we realized that it was a very hey, Teddy, yasu filemu. It seems like we knew that it was a rare era and we just like squeezed every second out of it. Thank you, Marianne. I appreciate it. For those that don't know, this shirt is one. If you're not over on YouTube following me, we have an episode of the Thrift Store Throwdown on the video side of my page, not the shorts, but the long form video. And I competed with a good friend of mine on a Thrift Store Throwdown. And we were supposed to collect as much GenX era stuff as we could. And this was part of my haul. My 24-year-old whines about an 8-hour shift. Dude, you're so right. Hey, Julie. Yes, Sharon, the locker room. Well, I think that was Thursday nights for the locker room. It might have been Wednesday night. So we're going to visit this week I know it's not there anymore, but we're going to walk the area and take a look and see what's there. Um, what were we saying? Oh, I lost it again. Let me go back. I saw something that triggered me. Triggered. Like we get triggered. Um, I don't remember what I was going to say. It'll come back to me. 24-year-old. Oh, 8 hour shift. Yeah, yeah. The servers do doubles. So here's the thing. What would you consider a double to be, right? It would be two shifts. A double. You'd think like 12 hours. A double just basically means they work from like noon until 8. It's literally an 8 hour shift. And they're like, I got to work a double today. I go, no, you got to work an 8 hour shift. That's normal. That's a normal shift. Senior moment. They at least I get it back. So far, at least I get it back. Justin says he's going to bed. Well, good night, buddy. Sparked would be more accurate. That works. A double is 16 hours. Exactly. 8 is just a single shift. Kevin agrees. John says, I need to talk to somebody. We're here for you, John. Jeff says, we survived on a unique blend of 40-ounce beverages and Jolt Cola. Jolt Cola from upstate New York, Rochester, New York, to be specific. Huh. That was weird. Okay, another senior moment. A double is 24 hours according to the Army. That sounds about right. Hey, Sheila, good to see you. Mark agrees. A double is 16 hours for us Gen Xers. They complain about split shifts and confuse them with doubles. Exactly. Wire says my niece's fiance is getting me a few six packs of Jolt in Ann Arbor this weekend. I didn't know. I know it was around for a little while. They brought it back. You could find it in Dollar Generals, I think is where it was. But I'd be cautious of any bottle of Jolt you find. Odds are it's been around for a while. Working swing shifts where every few weeks you were required to pull a double. I remember that. I worked doubles 2 days in a row in the hospital. Doubles in a hospital are their own thing. Andrew says, love Tab soda. Me too. I like that saccharine taste that Tab had. Jolt was wicked, says Deb. That's for damn sure. Is this in Michigan? Is what in Michigan? Me? I'm in the Carolinas at the moment. But as I started to say, starting this week, I don't know how many of you are in Buffalo or have access to Buffalo, but I'm doing everything I can to button down. Am I okay? I'm doing all right, Leanne. Oh, you're talking to the other John. Gotcha. I'm doing everything I can to peg down our itinerary, but the bottom line is Buffalo's not that big a place. If you're in Buffalo, expect us to be for sure in Gabriel's Gate in Allentown one day, because I don't care if you've heard Duff's or Anchor Bar. Best wings in Buffalo at least 30 years ago, Gabriel's Gate. So you can expect to see me there. I'm just south of Charlotte. We definitely will be hitting the Elmwood Strip. So at some point I need to walk. There's a place called Mr. Goodbar. There is Kohl's. There used to be a place called No Names, which literally had no name. It was just a street address and we knew it as No Name. Deb says I live in Allentown. Buffalo has an Allentown. Elmwood, the Allentown. Damn, that doesn't work sometimes. So at any rate, definitely will hit Elmwood Strip. Definitely will hit Allentown. Definitely going to hit the UB bars that I grew up drinking in on Main Street. I do want to hit UB and take a look and see how the campus has changed. Are we doing a live stream from Buffalo? Next Sunday night, I will be going live from Buffalo. Never been to Buffalo. Is it worth going? I love it. This is my favorite time of the year to be in Buffalo. It is towards the end of summer. Things start to cool down. It's got a nightlife. It's got an energy. It's got a vibe. I don't know how much has changed. I'm about to find out. It's been a long time since I've been out in the city. But yeah, next Sunday I will be live in Buffalo, and hopefully some of y'all will be able to come in and join in on the live. Albright Knox is all redone. My brother took his wedding pictures there. That was a big place to get wedding pictures done. Is anybody else getting a messed up fees? Paula says, okay, is anybody else getting a messed up fees? I don't know what that means. Let me know if there's any issues. Panos, definitely. I'm blurry on YouTube. Don't know why. Let me see. We are over 200. Sometimes that gets a little rough. Kristen says fine on her end. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate it. Picture's all wonky. Give it a minute. It's blurry for a second. Again, once we get over, now we're back under 200 again. Anytime we get over 200, it seems to be a little bit wonky. You want compressed video. Yeah. So give it some time. Apologies, but there's not much I can do about that. That happens when we get over a certain number of people hitting the live all at once. Facebook is clear. Good to so yeah, Facebook is clear if at any time y'all need to jump, but they say it froze for a minute there too. It's just the amount of people we have. There'll be literally 10, 15,000 people in and out by the time it's over. My apologies. Do what I can. Thought I was drunk for a minute. I wish. Not you, but me. Are you going to the Buffalo Bills game? Yet to be determined. There's a great bar in town in Southwest Iowa. I would love to visit Iowa. I am a huge fan of the movie Field of Dreams. A friend of mine went and got me a t-shirt that I wear when I make content from time to time. Ginger says I'm in 8-bit. That's funny. Streamlabs is better than OBS. I'll have to check it out. As long as sound comes through, it's fine, says Stacy. People getting blurry on YouTube, you can always turn down the quality. That sometimes helps. Thank you, Kristen. Clear enough. Frame rate is too low. Set frame rate to 15 to 16. I'd love to know how. It's funny, it's telling me to change the frame rate, but I have the frame rate set for automatic to automatically choose the best frame rate necessary. Highly interactive live streams, that might cause buffering. Yeah, no, it seems like I've got it set for the best thing that I can set it for. I'm just going to leave it alone for the moment and hope for the best. It's a good problem to have. It means there's a lot of us, and a lot of us is a good thing. All right, back again. Wirehead, thank you so much for the contribution. Appreciate you, man. Pay $3.99 to activate high resolutions. Now Facebook is getting all wonky. For the love of God. Swear to God, the more things change. Michelle, thank you so much. Appreciate the contribution so much. Just so frustrating sometimes trying to get all these things working. Facebookers. Tammy's coming my way and I'm leaving, she says. That sucks. Zuckerbot only gets $2. Come on. Yeah, I know it's frozen, guys. I'm trying to fix that on Facebook. I'm going to jump off and back on Facebook. Hopefully that'll fix things. And as I jump off Facebook, I'll bet you YouTube looks better all of a sudden. Because that's part of the problem too. Running simultaneously, unfortunately, on these two different platforms. Irish Lover, 2 months as an honorary Xer. Congratulations, buddy. Thank you so much for your continued support. Stacy, same. Yeah, as soon as I jump off, I knew that would happen. But I feel bad. For some reason, it's tough to get people on Facebook to jump over and join us all on YouTube, which definitely works better of the two. Not sure why, just the way it is. What else you guys got? still clearer than the split screens we used to watch. Yeah, without a doubt. Did you guys see we lost a couple of people from our past this week? I think one still showing me fuzzy for you, Steve, huh? We lost Greg Kinn from the Greg Kinn band this week. And then I think the bassist from Whitesnake, both kind of young. I absolutely hate the fact that we're getting older means some of the people that were a little older when we were younger are passing on now. It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And then I just was shocked to see what happened with one of our beloved Gen Xers, Matthew Perry. I just couldn't friggin' believe what happened there. Facebook is buffering big time, Jeff. Yeah, I actually am fixing Facebook right now. It should work better now. We're going to start losing more and more icons. I can't believe it. Like at the end of this year, when we see who we lost this year, the past 2 years were horrible. I missed that comment. I'm disappointed. What did I miss, Steve? I was trying to fix Facebook all by myself. Doesn't look better, still showing me. I see it. You know what I got to say to that, Steve? Yes, we're back, Deb. Your mom has no problem with how I look, Steve. Your mother thinks I look great. Your mama loves how I look, both live and in person. Hey, from Alaska, Rochelle. Tammy, welcome back. We're getting older. Yeah, but we don't feel like we're getting older. What I'm just talking. Yeah, it should be better now. What shocks me more than anything is when we see somebody that we used to watch live and they've dropped out of sight and we don't see them regularly. Thank you, Sarah. And then all of a sudden we see them as they are today. And it's one of those, what do they look like now? Or God forbid we do it to ourselves. We go online now and we're like, gee, I wonder what Punky Brewster looks like now. Or I wonder what that god-awful actress that was on that TV show about the robot girl, what does she look like now? We go out of our way to disappoint ourselves because in our minds, they're exactly the way we left them 30 years ago. And then we go ahead and we look at them up. We look them up. Keith Richards is too stoned to know he passed on in 1996. Matt Perry. And I'm damn getting old. The girl who was on 90210. Yeah, that Shannon Doherty passed while I was in Florida, and that shocked me. The fact that both Shannon Doherty and Luke Perry are gone is just crazy to me. I never would have thought as a kid in my teens and 20s that I would live in a world that didn't include, and I wasn't a huge 90210 fan. Don't get me wrong. I watched it sparingly. That's the show I meant, Deb. Small wonder. I never thought I'd live in a world that didn't have a Dylan and Brenda in it. Again, not a huge fan, but just in and of itself, it was such a big part of our lives growing up. Whether you watched it or not, no one can doubt the fact that 90210 was a big deal. Even if you didn't watch the episodes, we still saw constantly that there'd be stories on it. It would be in our magazines. It would be on the cover of People or TV Guide. You know, those paper things we used to look at that were called magazines. It's just crazy. Crazy. You know, Greg Kinn didn't have a huge impact on me, but as soon as I saw the name, the music came back to me. Deborah says, I still feel and think and feel like a teenager. Blame television for a failure to see them as they are today. I like Charmed with Shannon Doherty. Me too. Robot Girl from Small Wonder, I just want to add, was a crime against humanity. That show should not have lasted 2 days, let alone, I think, 3 or 4 seasons. I remember getting 90210 poster book at the book fair, mainly because I wanted posters in my room. I remember posters. I loved my posters. Here's another one. Our kids are going back to school. Those of us that still have school-aged kids. My oldest is in college. My youngest is in 7th grade. And I was looking at my Facebook feed, and some other ones of my friends have kids going back to school. Fucking dorm pictures. Dude. Those of you who lived in dorms or even just college age apartments, it didn't have to be a dorm necessarily. You know, I remember my first apartment, mattress on the floor, no box spring, no headboard, no actual bed frame. That was like a lot of my friends were the same way. I remember we couldn't afford to put curtains on the windows, so we used bed sheets because they were cheaper, and we bought them at Gold Circle. They weren't even nice bed sheets. I can still remember them. They were dark forest green bed sheets from Gold Circle. And my brother's girlfriend, now my sister-in-law of 25 years or so, helped hem the bottom so that they wouldn't fray. And that's the thing. Now, coming from a generation that says they'll never be able to afford a home, that says that, oh my God, everything's too expensive for them, they look like they're living in five-star resorts. It's ridiculous. And listen, I'm not saying inflation isn't hard on our kids, but somehow they're finding a way to have pillow matted bed headboards and just amazing college apartments and brand new cars. And imagine what it would have cost us to have the history of the world in our hands the way they do everywhere they go. I wore Bobos for sneakers. They've got vintage ass Jordans in every color. I don't know. It just seems different to me. I sound old. Yeah, David, I just said it. $1,500 iPhones. And this is how we learned to survive. Sheets over the windows. It served its purpose. Gold circles and aims for shopping. Boomer with Gen X children. Great channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Young granddaughter just started 5th grade. God bless. I had Payless shoes. Payless was great. Gold Circle, man. That store sold the cheapest of the cheap back in the 70s. I hit it in the late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Gold Circle was a vibe. Hey, from Columbus, Ohio. Good to see you. Go Finns. They seem to want over need. They see, and that's just the thing. They can get what they want. They can't. They feel like they can't get what they need. I was just talking to a kid at work, and she goes, "My generation will never be able to afford a home." And I'm like, "That's not how things work. You will absolutely be able to afford a home because." Did I enjoy Disney World? Absolutely, Tony. We had an absolute blast. Everybody, listen, the majority of people have to be able to afford housing. Have to. It's not a want to. It's not a wish list. It's not a dream. It's not a goal. In the history of the world, people have struggled, but at the end of the day, housing is a necessity. If housing goes away, the entire economy goes away. If people, I mean, that's just the way it is. Something will change. Listen, people used to buy cars. I say this all the time, right? We used to buy cars in cash. Our parents bought cars using cash, and then they begrudgingly took out maybe a 3-year loan. Then it became a 5-year loan. The average car loan today is 7 years. People are taking out car loans for 7 years. Why? Well, because due to ingenuity, cars have become more expensive. When our cars had rack and pinion steering, if at all anything. It didn't have power steering. It had a standard transmission. Seatbelts were optional. Anti-lock brakes? No, we slammed our foot on the floor and were taught to pump the brake in case of ice. Cars became more expensive, loans got longer. They need to turn a home loan has to go 60 years. And I know friends of EB, it's going to happen. It'll go blurry, but as long as you can hear me, there's not much to look at here anyway. 60-year loans would take care of a lot. It would make first homes affordable again for a lot of people. And there's no intent on paying off the loan in 60 years. Most people will buy a new home every 7 to 10 anyway. Just give them an opportunity to be able to afford the loan payment so they can get into a home and start building equity. That fixes a lot. Just do that. It fixes a ton. One government loan, FHA, 60 years, amortized over 60 years, and it fixes things. And then 7 years, I fixed Facebook, I think. Deb says, blessed my house is paid off. We're about halfway there. 8-year car loan. So that fixes things. And, we hopefully the government will begin to get that going. That would make a big difference. The other thing is, if people stop buying houses because they're unaffordable, then they begin to become affordable. What heats up an economy? When everyone's out there making cash offers on houses in the Carolinas, that's what got our pricing to go up. When that goes away, things change. I see you, Tracy. How are you? I just did a 2-year loan for a sewer line. Just paid off my car this year, says Amel Zabrana. 7 years later. It'll work. Kids have to stop complaining about how things are and just deal with it. Things suck for everybody. That's the way it is. It's not good for us and bad for them. It's bad for everyone. And you know what? It's been bad before, too. They cherry pick a moment in time and say, oh, in 1989, when you bought a house, this, and that. Like, yeah, well, if you're going to cherry pick, why not go back to the Depression? See how much fun that was. Why not be a 12-year-old sitting in war-torn World War II era London into blackout, getting blitzkrieged by the Nazis? I mean, things suck, then they get better, then they suck again. Welcome to life. 60-year mortgage, then the bank gets it when you die. Seth, the point isn't necessarily, again, as I said, for a 60-year mortgage to be a lifetime commitment. But when you're young and you're just getting into a house, 60-year mortgage for your first house just means that it's amortized over 60 years. It makes your payment affordable. So instead of paying $1,500 for a one-bedroom apartment and having nothing, you're paying basically interest only to a bank, yes. But as the house appreciates over time, you're banking that appreciation. So for your second home, you're able to actually put a down payment down and make things work. I work in property management. This is the highest I've ever seen rents. Without a doubt, give kids a chance to at least be able to put the money towards a home, towards equity, instead of just rent. Plus, people have to get used to the idea of starter homes again. I was in mortgage, so I kind of sort of possibly know what I'm talking about. When I had young kids, and by young kids, I'm saying 25, 30-year-olds, what their wish list for a first house was, dude, that was not my first house. When I look at apartments that kids look at for first apartments, that wasn't our first apartment. It's crazy. Seth says that if you die by 65, then you got to pay it off in lump. Not necessarily. As long as payments are made, banks don't care who's making them. For a long time after my parents passed away, my dad, not my mom's still living, or even I know customers, clients who said, my dad just died. What do we do? Do we have to pay off the mortgage? I'm like, keep sending a check in every month. And they did. No worries. Unless the check is not coming in, we don't care where it's coming in. The bank doesn't own your home. They own a note on your loan, which means that if you don't pay the loan that they provided you, then they can come get your home. But when people say the bank owns my home, the bank doesn't own your home. They own the right to come after your home if a payment isn't made. As long as payments are made, as long as they're getting paid every month, you're good. First apartments had secondhand furniture. If. So my apartment barely had furniture. It didn't matter. It was just so exciting. Do you guys remember how excited it was? That first apartment in the dumpiest part of town. For me, it was like, it was just so amazing just to say, this is my space. And I could walk to bars. My first apartment in Buffalo was on Granger Place. And it was right near Elmwood Avenue. And I could just walk to the bars. Now, mind you, it was a 30-minute drive to my classes, but a 5-minute walk to Mr. Goodbar. So that tells you where my priorities were. Good starter homes now are mobile homes. Hey, I could see that. Townhouses still maintain, in terms of the spread, in terms of what you get for what you pay, townhouse is a great first home. And then, hey, as long as you have a lease in hand when you're trying to buy that second home, that's income. Now you not only have a home, you actually have an income property as well for those that want to do that. 1255 Conant Avenue, New York. How many of you remember the address? I love that you remember the address of your first apartment, Wire. That's pretty cool. I had a big cable spindle as a coffee table. You could make money selling spindle coffee tables right now. ML Zabrano remembers 726 11th Street. We really don't own our home. You really do, though, Amy. Nobody can tell you what color to paint it. If you have an HOA, they can tell you what to do outside. But collectively, you all have given that authority legally to the HOA. You own your home. I promise you. It's yours. Stop making a payment on it, just like a car, just like a credit card payment. Then they have certain things. Home inspector, I'm very disappointed what young buyers will have to settle for. Agreed, Darren. That I can agree with. I see the quality of some of the homes we're putting up here in the Carolinas overnight, seemingly. Those homes come so quickly. Zabrana says HOA permission to be bullied on the exterior. Again, we provide, that's it. We are the HO of the HOA. Paid cash and own our home. I would never go back to having a mortgage. Cheapest loan I've ever had. Cheap concert tickets. Let's get back at it. First, okay, here's the question. First concert, number one. Best concert, number two. First concert for me, Night Ranger Starship, Sister Christian Tour. We built this city, all of that nonsense. Pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. Best concert was probably REO Speedwagon and Journey when they went on tour together. Facebook is playing again. First concert, Skid Row and Bon Jovi for Melinda. Amy says Nine Inch Nails. Kevin with Van Halen. Tony Iron Maiden. Tamara coming in with Rod Stewart. Best Meeting Night Ranger for Deborah. Stevie Nicks. Prince. I regret I never was able to see Prince. Best concert, too many to list just one. Dixie saw Tina Turner. Would have loved to have seen Tina Turner. Chris coming in with AC/DC. Never had money for concerts. Really, Kimberly, they weren't, all things being equal, that expensive for us Gen Xers. Back in the 80s, 15 bucks would get me General Assembly tickets, general admission. Took my life into my own hands. You basically go out on that floor, spend most of the concert trying to get as close to the stage as possible, and then the rest of the concert trying to get back from close to the stage, because once you get up there, you realize everybody is pinned in and you're basically taking your life into your own hands. Concerts were reasonable back then. Yeah, they didn't have the fees. Guns N' Roses, Expose, Def Leppard. First ones was Guns N' Roses. Best was Ozzy. Rhoda saw Genesis. They just came through for the last tour here in Charlotte. I wish I had a chance to see them. I am a huge Genesis fan. Aerosmith just stopped touring, actually. That would have been one I wish I could have seen. Concert tickets, $500. Too much. My daughter, when she was a few years younger, wanted to go see someone named JoJo Siwa. If you know, you know. And believe me when I tell you, I didn't want to go, so we did not go. But JoJo Siwa was like $250 for just lousy seats. I'll be damned if I paid $250 to go see JoJo Siwa. I don't think so. Not that I have anything against her, but I'm not paying $250 to see her. Who am I kidding? If my little one really, really wanted to go, though, I would have shelled it out. She took the no. So I got out of it. I had tickets to Aerosmith this year. So pissed. Yeah, Kevin, me too. But I guess he just can't do it. Just saw Stevie B last weekend. Very cool. Paid $875 for second row. All right. That's Kiss, though. I'll give it to you. I still like going and seeing shows like at pavilions outside. Those are still somewhat reasonable now. My husband's going to see Journey, Def Leppard. I got to get out there. If there's any promoters that want an influencer at your show, give me a call. I never get those calls. Nobody ever does that for me. $2 for Bruce Springsteen back in the day. Sweet. Stand-up comedian fan? Yeah, I have not seen enough stand-up comments. That's something I should do. A couple of our Gen X friends are going on tour at the moment. I don't know if you all follow Sherry Dindal or Dad Bod Veteran, the Professor, and Kelly Mano are all going to Nashville, I think, for Labor Day. And I don't know if it's exactly a comedy tour, but they're all out and about. Hall & Oates, who's no longer Hall & Oates, they put an end to their contractual agreement. Mark Maron fan. I have to look him up. Had a coworker who was taking her daughter to see Justin Bieber. I actually took my oldest to see Justin Bieber. It was her first concert about 8 years ago. Am I Greek, Stewie? I am absolutely Greek. You have to haktua on something, then you'll get calls. I guess I'm going to have to do without the calls. Alice Cooper, $5 per carload. I saw Chicago once back in probably late 90s, outdoor venue. I think it was in Buffalo, probably at Darien Lake. Stewie, Milesnika. Yes, I do. Both my parents came over from Greece in 1965, 5 years before having me. I was born here, so I'm a natural-born citizen, but both parents were Greek. And back in the day, if you were Greek, if you were ethnic, if you were somebody that came into this country, you were part of what they then called the melting pot experience. Today, they call it a stew. We all maintain our individuality and our cultures, but we all live together. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate you so much for the donation, dude. Thank you. And basically, a melting pot meant we came here and melted in together. We were almost... We're a melting pot. You couldn't tell one from the other, and that was the idea. Appreciate it, Tammy. Thank you. Glad you were here. So the rule was Greek in the house because my parents did not want us to lose our heritage. They wanted us to speak Greek, but only English outside of the house. So yes, I speak Greek. My favorite band, my favorite artist is Peter Gabriel. Huge Genesis fan, early Genesis with Gabriel. Even when Phil Collins took over, still a fan. I liked Phil Collins. I love all 80s and 90s music. Pretty eclectic. We're hoping to go to Greece next year. I was a ticket taker at During Light back in the day, saw a lot of concerts. Great job. Huey Lewis at Disney for senior night. I would like to see Huey Lewis. Def Leppard Hysteria, definitely a good album. Yeah, I like the vibe. Peter Gabriel's vibe is just amazing to me. He's just got such great music. If you guys have hour and a half to kill, just want to completely veg out, just completely get lost in music, go to YouTube and follow me, first of all. If you don't already follow me on YouTube, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, ring that bell over at YouTube, really could use a little bit of a push. So that's number one. But while you're on YouTube, Secret World Live Tour. Secret World Live, Peter Gabriel, they have the entire concert available, and it is amazing. That's the tour that I actually went to see. The rendition of In Your Eyes, which is the second to last song, or maybe the last song, is incredible, life-changing. Paula Cole actually sings with them. If you're familiar with Paula Cole, she does the female leads of In Your Eyes and incredible. Telling you, you will thank me. You will love it. It's amazing. Billy Joel, I saw in concert in the late 80s. Awesome concert. Phil Collins Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo at the Odd. Playing drums for Robert Plant tour. Bruce Hornsby. Favorite band is Queen. Most mind-blowing show I ever saw was Bowie, Glass Spider. I could see that. With all the people on stage. Are you talking about yes, that was absolutely the one. You'll see all of them on stage, a rotating stage. It was an amazing tour. But when you get to, you can even just skip. If you don't want to see the entire concert, skip to the end, go to In Your Eyes and just sit back. Paula Cole hits a note during the first minute 30 of the song. I swear to God, you'll see your soul. Amazing. Moody Blues is a great concert. I just loved going to concerts in my 20s, especially the outdoor ones. You could drink. I saw Rusted Root. I saw Genesis. I saw Billy Joel. I saw In Excess. In Excess I went on the Kick tour and saw In Excess back in the day. Absolutely just different genres of music. Our music, Chris says, I think music affects us Gen Xers the most. There's two reasons why, dude. One is because we hear music like every other generation. But the thing that sets us apart is we also see music. It hits a trigger in our brain differently than others. The boomers and the silent gen before them listened to their music. They went to that giant stereo, lifted the big ass cover that reeked of lemon scented Pledge, and put the record on, sat down and listened to it. And that's an amazing experience. Kids today put in their AirPods, close their eyes, and listen to music. And it's a great experience. We watched our music. We turned on MTV. We turned on Friday night videos. We turned on television and sat and watched these amazing mini movies of videos that showed us the story, so that when I say thriller, I've said this before, those of you that are here week in and week out, I'm going to keep hitting this because I think it sets us apart. We're the only generation that when I say thriller, we all see the same thing. We're all seeing it. The minute I say Michael Jackson Thriller, we're seeing it. When I say Madonna Like a Virgin, we're all seeing her crawling around on stage in her wedding dress. It's just different. It's a different experience for us, and nobody else, no other generation has that. It's just us. We have a very unique relationship with our music. Video killed the radio star. Dance sequence of Thriller, absolutely. And there's so many of them. If I say Take On Me by Aha, I guarantee you I know what images are playing in your heads. Hey, John Heskell, good to see you. Yeah, I mentioned that, Renee. Jack Russell from White Lion. I think I said White Snake, but I meant White Lion. Our music hits different, and I love it. And the other thing I've said before, ooh, Melinda, good one. Pink Floyd, The Wall. If you haven't experienced Pink Floyd at a drive-in theater, I don't know what to tell you. Do it before it's too late. Find a drive-in theater somewhere. Pack up your beverages of choice or whatever you want and just sit there and watch The Wall at a drive-in because it's a different experience altogether. I remember I had a friend that came and visited us from London, and one of the things she wanted to do was experience The Wall at a drive-in theater. That was something she heard us Americans did over here. Saw Journey twice in the 80s, the only version, and that was the best. Radio stations also got involved with the music, letting you call in and request back then. Factoid, the law was edited for the 8-track version. Didn't know that. Wire says, don't do LSD. No, really. Lyrics hit us too. The lyrics as we understood them. I can't believe now that I have access to Google the lyrics, how many lyrics I got wrong. Teachers, leave those kids alone. Kenny Rogers, six-pack at a drive-in. Hey, John, do you remember Roger Waters, The Wall Live? I do remember that in Berlin. Foreigner. Yeah, I got lyrics wrong so many times. Most famously, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Billy Joel. A bottle of red, a bottle of white, whatever kind of mood you're in tonight. That song. Brenda and Eddie were still going steady in the summer of 75. I swear, because of Billy Joel's New York accent and adding an R after Brenda's name, I thought he was singing about a specific person. Instead of Brenda and Eddie, I heard Brenda Renetti, this nice Italian girl apparently I thought he was singing about, and continued to sing it that way at the top of my lungs until I got married in 2002, and my wife finally corrected me. So yeah, I keep waiting to meet a Brenda, Brenda and Eddie, but I keep what someday. I always wanted, like, if I had a daughter, I had two, but I always joked instead if I had a daughter, I'd name her Brenda Renetti. Just change her name in honor of Billy Joel. How we doing on time, guys? I think we're good still. Yay? Nay? 8:48. Shit, goes by fast. Brenda and Eddie. God, I love that stuff. Do you remember, Tammy, speaking of do you remember, says, do you remember when we would leave notes on doors of friends and family when we dropped by and they weren't home? Do you guys remember hitting pebbles on the screen of your friends when you wanted them to sneak out? I remember throwing rocks at friends' windows. No phone, couldn't call them. Certainly couldn't call after 8 o'clock at night or 9 or 10. And if you did set up a time to call a friend late, I remember, where in Buffalo did I grow up, Troy? I grew up in Wolcott, New York, which is a couple hours east of Buffalo. Small town, tiny town, one street light town, literally. But I went to school at the University of Buffalo and lived in Buffalo from 88 till about 2000. My middle name is Rena. Yeah, the trick was if we were going to call our friends late at night, we're like, dude, I'm going to call you tonight. And of course, your friend would be like, well, don't call me until after 9. And I'm like, okay, but if I call you after 9 and your dad answers, your dad gets pissed off. So we would go around the house and we'd turn off the ringers to all of the other phones. And then at 9 o'clock exactly, we'd have it set up with our friend that he called and we'd pick up. And that way there'd be no ring. That always seemed to work. And then you'd forget that you turned off all the ringers. Who else could pick up the phone in half a ring? Half a ring, record hound at most. Remember the video for Living on the Edge? Absolutely. Looks like the live feed is settled in. I'm not getting any more messages. Hopefully y'all are seeing and hearing everything all right now. I met Billy Joel at Disney World in 92 and 93. Played for the Mickey Mouse Club, March for the Mouse himself. Pretty damn cool. Never met him. Saw him once. Clear phone with the lights. Never had one. Feed is clear. Good to hear. Oh, the emergency breakthroughs. Hey, from Surrey, Virginia. Nice to see you. Wife's family's from Buffalo. So yeah, if any of you are going to be out there, I would love to run into some of y'all next week. It will be, I will put a schedule out there. We will figure that out. But like I said, Buffalo's not a big place. If you're there, if you're planning on being there, I'll let you know where I am. Like I said, Elmwood Strip, Main Street for sure. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to a lot. Hoping to make a lot of content. Just it's physically going back in time for me. And I'm really excited about it. Hey, Michael, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. No worries. Better late than never. We got Buffalo Radio and TV in Niagara, Ontario. We got Canadian TV and radio as well. I grew up when I was in Buffalo in my teens and 20s, listening to much music. No, that's wrong. That was what I watched on cable when I was visiting my cousins. I think 102.1 was a Canadian station we picked up on. But yeah, we listen to Canadian music a lot too. Paula, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. We'll see you soon. Have a good night and have an even better week. My bro got Telly Savalas' autograph. That's pretty cool. Who loves you, baby? Yeah, I'm trying to remember the station we got. I think it was 102.1. Our radio stations, people are starting to put radio stations in at YouTube. And we remember our radio stations. How close am I to Holden Beach? Me personally, I'm close to, I don't know what that means. I not close, evidently. We remember our stations. Chum FM, that's exactly what it was. Thank you, Wire. But as far as Rochester, New York, I would listen to 96.5 WCMF Rock. Buffalo, it was 97 Rock. 98 PXY in Rochester, 98.5 WMJQ, the number one hit music station in Buffalo. 102.5. These were the stations, and you had 3 or 4 to choose from, right? There were the KISS stations, which basically was just pop. There was the obligatory classic rock station. And then there was just the 98.5, 98 PXY. Yeah, Tracy. I even remember some of the DJs. I'm more in Buffalo, though. Nicholas Pickles, Sandy Beach, friend of mine, Jolene, that used to pop into the bar I worked at for 97 Rock in Buffalo. Jolene would pop in from time to time. Got to meet a few of the DJs from 97 Rock. And that's when I learned that with Nicholas Pickles, Sandy Beach, the names they came up with, actually not their names. The other thing I realized is a couple of those DJs I met said, hey, do you want to go to a concert? I'm like, I'd love to. All right, call in and I'll pretend you're caller number 7. So it wasn't always on the up and up. Not 97 Rock, mind you. That was a different station. Was I a Howard Stern fan? I was, and I just think he's gone too political now. I'm not saying I agree, nor am I saying that I disagree with his political stance. I have no opinion on it whatsoever publicly. What I'm saying is that's not why I listened to him. So I don't listen to him anymore. WKRP was a radio station we all shared, Rhoda. Good call. Z100. OKC actually had some pretty good radio stations. We all did, but again, our radio stations forced us to have eclectic taste in music. If you listen to a rock station, then okay, maybe they're going to play one genre. But if you listen to a top 40 station, our top 40 ran the gamut from country, western, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton country, all the way to Ozzy Osbourne and everything in between. So you never knew what song was coming on next. And that's why we would get excited. Do you guys remember when you heard a song you liked come on the radio? Today, it just hit me. I kind of like this. Tell me what you think about this. Today, every song kids hear they like. Why? Because Spotify gives them what they ask for. It's curated. It's their playlist. So it's the norm that nearly every song they hear they like because they either put it on their playlist or to them because it closely mirrors everything they like. For us, we didn't have control over what came, so we sat there sweating on edge, hand on play, record, and play and record simultaneously to tape that song when it came on. When a song came on that we liked, we got really excited. Like, oh my God, turn it up. I love this song. Turn it up. Turn it up meant this is good. It's finally something good on the station for me. I don't think they turn it up isn't a thing so much anyway. I'll answer anyway. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech. Hey, Michigan Life above the 45 parallel. How are you? I love surprises in music and makes it more exciting. Part of the fun is waiting to hear what is next. Very cool stream. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. Today's music has no originality. I think people have been saying that when they get to a certain age always. Our parents hated our music too. I'm okay with with today's music being what kids want to hear. I won't pass judgment on their music. It's theirs. It's theirs to have. I don't need to like it. What I do think is sad, as I said, is that they're not exposed to the diversity in music we were. That's just a fact. That's not an opinion. My YouTube algorithm is pretty good for music. The algorithms are great at placing you into an echo chamber of listening to what you like. YouTube, Facebook Reels, TikTok, they all will give you what you like. If you are on TikTok for more than a week, very rarely will you see any political thought that is different than what you think. I just think we do better when we're exposed to all sides. You don't have to agree with it. You don't even have to like it. But sometimes you do have to listen. You do have to hear the other side. You do have to acknowledge them. And then you can disagree. You can disagree vehemently. You can disagree passionately. You can work and commit your entire life to fighting against what someone's speaking about, but you still have to give them their ability to speak on it. And understand that the reason we disagree with one another is because we've lived different lives. That's all. Once you realize that if you'd walked in my shoes for the past 54 days, exactly as I have, then you'd feel like I feel. Right, wrong, or otherwise. The reason I feel the way I feel is I lived the life I lived. Mine, not yours. It's all good, though. We can still be friends. We find what we agree with. We find what brings us together. Somebody's voice was so condescending. Hope not mine, Sarah. It's called freedom of speech. Exactly. And some will say your right to speak doesn't necessarily mean that I have to listen. No, you don't have to, but you don't have to hate each other either. Agree to disagree, Cindy. And some will say I can't agree to disagree because the other side is evil. Well, understand that sometimes the other side still thinks you're the evil one. So, I mean, it's at the end of the day, until we come together, hating each other has not worked. I think we can all agree on that. Hating one another, calling each other evil, looking across the other side and saying that person is just wrong, and I hate everything. Where's it gotten us? I personally, I don't think it's gotten us anywhere good. And I still think find someone that disagrees with the fundamental morals that I have, that is so systematically different than me. I'll still find things that we can agree on. And I'd rather focus on that. If you look at my content, there's not much that I put out there that is political, that's divisionary. I just want us all to do what we heard in the 90s. Can't we all just get along? Screw him, says Commodore Fan. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'll agree to disagree and make fun of your mama. Too old to hate or not enough energy, says Chris Sutton. I'll decide later. And if you don't have anything nice to say, remember that old line? I think we've got, man, Facebook is just full of bots. Let's hide that. James says, well, I keep the right to hate and not listen to, yeah, I get it, but what portion of people are those things that you describe, James? You know, I think the vast majority doesn't fall into that. Big Wheel versus Green Machine is absolutely divisive. And I fall on the Green Machine side. I wish I could fall on the Big Wheel side because I had a Big Wheel, but I was desperate for a Green Machine. Never got it. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate it. We are the world. Yeah, I can't wait. I think this is the 40-year anniversary coming up. Most people are good, Deb. I agree. Jenny, who can I turn to? Try to see all sides and Green Machine all the way. God, I wanted one so bad. Just that thing, right? That you could pull up and skid out. That was awesome. Yeah, and then anytime I say not to be divisive, it's funny because then I look at the comments and 3 seconds later somebody says something divisive, you know, because they think that they're in the right. And I get it. That's their perspective. But until you can let go of that, until your knee-jerk reaction isn't to call them out, then it's just too bad. I had a General Lee pedal car. Jeremy, I am so jealous. Sarah asked me, where did I go? I didn't go anywhere yet. Going to Buffalo on Wednesday. We had the big wheels. I haven't heard that song in forever. Can we become one community again? Without a doubt, we can. Thank you, Doreen. Appreciate it. Facebook sucks. Okay. I love my brother's green machine. Didn't you hate it when a sibling got something you wanted? That was a feeling I haven't thought about in a long time. There is, as much as we can talk about hate, there is no level of hate that comes anywhere near the level of hate that existed in your heart when on Christmas morning or a birthday or just a random Tuesday, if you were that family, your brother or sister got something you desperately wanted. That got the bike you wanted. They got the big meal, the green machine, the easy bake oven, the big track, the Simon. And the worst was when they got something that actually could be two-player and they still wouldn't share with you. They would rather play it on individual mode than allow you to play it. That was a special kind of hate. Eric says only child, so I didn't go through that. It's special. Tracy goes, I got a stupid green inchworm. Got my first 22 at 9. Probably about the same age for me. What was Jenny's number? 8675309. Please, Marcy. Seriously? You think I wouldn't know that? Now that song is in my head. Thank you. 867. At any rate, my brothers never got anything I didn't get. Oh my gosh, my brothers always got stuff I didn't get. Ken, how are you? There's your shout out, buddy. Oh man, I love my inchworm. My neighbors had one. I didn't have an inchworm. BB rifle when I was 10. What was the Dirty D's number? That I don't remember, Val. I had a knockoff Simon, which I actually liked better. I think I had a knockoff Merlin instead of, maybe it was a real Merlin. The reason I thought it was a knockoff is instead of being Blackjack, which is traditionally 21, it was Blackjack 13, and I could never understand why. On another note, I got to tell y'all, I got Bausch and Lomb the contact lenses because I'm blind as a bat. If you've ever seen my pictures of me as a kid, I could burn ants on sidewalks with my glasses on like February in the middle of Buffalo. My lenses are like this thick. But I got new contact lenses which correct for both nearsighted and farsightedness. So I know, I mean, it's amazing. I can read the tiniest little print now, even at a decent distance on my phone. It's pretty cool. Give it a shot. If you wear contacts and you're still throwing readers on, try them out. Maybe they'll work for you too. Hey, y'all from Calgary. And that's another thing. Contact lenses, when we were a kid, if you were blessed to have always had, feels like a toenail in my eye. If you were blessed to have perfect vision or never tried contact lenses in the 80s, you don't know what you missed out on. Part of what makes some of us super tough was the fact that contact lenses in the 80s were a trial for us. The things we had to do to get them in, especially people that wore hard contact lenses. There you go, Katini. They had to put them in with like suction cups. I came along when they were soft at least, but you still had to use two different solutions to clean them. And one I'm pretty sure was just straight soap because no matter how much saline you put on to try to get the soap off, you still went to school looking like you were completely stoned. They were so red. Hi, Mom. My mom just joined us all on Facebook. Sula Kotrides Sullivan. I love you, Mom. I just pinned my mother's comment on Facebook for all of y'all. I remember the first day I got contacts, my mom took me. And the guy was like, it's going to take you a little while to get used to it. So he was really concerned I wouldn't be able to get them in. I got them in like that. I was a natural. No worries. What I couldn't do was get them out, nor could I keep my eyes open when he tried to help me. We were there an hour and a half past closing because I couldn't get the contact lenses out of my eyes. I've never seen a doctor want to slap a child so hard. I could literally see it. All he wanted to do was go home, but he could not let me leave with those things in my eyes. But yeah, we had to use two different solutions. Somebody said, I remember my dad had to boil them. I had to boil them. We had a cooker that would plug in and you would put them in there at night and it would boil the contact lenses. And we had to use distilled water to boil them in. Insane. Mom, everybody says hi. Actually, my mom's up in Rochester or Buffalo visiting this week. So I will see you when I get up there on Wednesday night, Mom, or Thursday night. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you, Sheila. And this is my commercial for those on Facebook. Don't forget we do have a subscription service. What does it get you? Not a whole lot. Not going to lie. It does help me continue to publish the content that I'm publishing. So if you think, guys, what is it? Those of you that subscribe, 99 cents a month. 99 cents a month on Facebook gets you access to a private Facebook group where y'all can amuse me with the things that you like to post. And on YouTube, you guys rock. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate the super chat shout outs, the donations, and you can also hit the join button on YouTube in order to subscribe there for $1.99 or $2. You guys can pick your own poison on that side of things. Do my girls speak Greek? My oldest understands it really well, but doesn't speak it. My youngest, we just failed her. We stopped really speaking Greek in the house, and it's a shame because my wife is Greek as well. Lucky Tabby says, got a jet, talk to you later. Sure, I talk subscriptions and stuff, 99 cents. It's a whopping 99 cents. I'm not able to eat for the month, says Kristen. I appreciate it though, guys. Or you could be like me and do both, says Rhoda. Rhoda, I appreciate it. Jody says it didn't take my 99 cents. Not sure why. There's Dylan Mackey. Dylan Mackey, I need you to text me, buddy. I need to see you and two of your best friends either this Tuesday or Wednesday for a video. I want to do an Everclear challenge with you guys, so hit me up. I got a video idea for you. Stacy says I have both. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Michelle. No, I won't be able to afford a mortgage, says Kevin. In the individual, I get it. 99 cents or $1.99. We spend more than that on just about anything I can think of. But I have hundreds of thousands of followers, and I have hundreds of followers that subscribe. It helps me a little bit. And if I ever get to the point where I get a decent amount of subscribers, it would make a big deal. Yeah, Facebook canceled out Chris when my account suffered that glitch. Appreciate you, Sheila. Yeah, Everclear challenge. So here's the deal, my buddy. I'm trying to get 3 people to come into the bar. And what the idea is, I'm going to pour 3 shots, 2 of which will be water, but 1 of which will be Everclear. Now, the 3 doing the shots don't know who got the water and who got the Everclear, and I'm hoping that they will not try to smell them before they do the shots. But the idea is that once they down the Everclear and the water, for each of them to try to stay so amazingly chill that y'all won't know who got what and who got the other, but I'm willing to bet they fail. Hope the Everclear is after the Buffalo trip. It probably will be. I have some Greek in me. I can't speak it at all. Yeah, you can probably see the Everclear bottle right there and there for Facebook, right next to the Mad Dog, which is right there and there. I assume you'll be next to a hospital? Oh, that's funny. Dylan says, see, I can keep a straight face. You know my hobbies. I know you do, dude, but I don't know. It'll be funny. It'll be funny. I was thinking maybe we can get you, Josh, and your dad to do it and see which one of you gets it and if you guys can make it so that our viewers won't know who got what. I'm willing to bet you'll be able to tell when you guys see them. I don't know. I've yet to meet someone whose eyes don't give them away. You can hold a straight face. You can do what you can do, but that Everclear will put some water in your eyes. Melinda asks, where's the Ouzo? Ouzo's easy. Tsiparo is a moonshine version of Ouzo that is a lot tougher. Be there on Tuesday? All right, Tuesday works. I'll be there Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Swing by, see if you can either get your dad and Josh or just you and 2 people that are willing to give it a shot. What does it taste like, Everclear? Think gasoline and regret. Drink a wine spritzer and smoking a roach killed me at 16. Been there, done that. No more Everclear for me ever again. Canadian Everclear, much stronger than yours. It's 190 proof here. I can't imagine how it can be much stronger. It's literally liquid burning. Straight grain alcohol. I like your YouTube better too. Blurry there tonight. It's because I'm running both. Wi-Fi is what it is. If I can get 100,000 subscribers instead of 200, then maybe I'll afford a booster. That'll be fun. Got tricked in high school that way. Somebody told me it was water. LOL, gasoline. Don't forget the regret. I've heard turpentine equivalent. That works too. Mason jars are my family label. My mom grew up on White Lightning. Ooh. Everclear can melt cement. Everclear can melt cement, and judgment. My dad called it torpedo juice. I'm a military brat. Go to the store, buy a bottle of rubbing alcohol, and take a micro sip. Close enough. You have to have a special license to buy the 190 proof Everclear. Not in the Carolinas. They just gave it to me. Isn't Everclear moonshine? It's grain alcohol. Purple Passion does have Everclear. Who's got an idea what 80s movie to stream tonight? All right, Mac Mama, give us a little bit of criteria to help you with. Are you in the mood to laugh, cry? Do you want a thriller, sci-fi, drama? We're going to help Mac Mama pick a movie to stream tonight. First shot ever was Black Velvet. Good song, too. Maybe you can send out a GenX call-out free candy in exchange for a subscription. What do you think? If I could figure it out logistically, I'd be game. Last Starfighter, Red Dawn, Weird Science, Heathers. Heathers is a good one to stream. Might have been the 90s. Was it 80s? It was 80s. It was 80s. Fly, 1986. Breakfast Club is always good. Die Hard. Die Hard we got to save for Christmas, Dad, because it is a Christmas movie. Morgan David was 90 proof. My uncle used to drink that. Well, the Morgan David 2020 was always 20% alcohol, which is 40 proof, and 20 ounces. And people say, well, it's not very strong. But what they forget is we didn't do a shot of MD 2020. We drank the bottle at 12 years old. I just saw Taps recently. That is a good movie to stream. Outsiders, always strong. Christmas Story coming up soon. Gremlins, also a Christmas movie. Starman. Original Red Dawn. Maybe there should be a GenX party line. $3.99 a minute. No, $3.99 the first minute. $1.99 each additional minute. Please ask your parents before calling for permission. Like anybody in the history of the world ever called their parents before calling in to speak with the two, who has, everyone had one. Debbie Gibson had a party line. The two Coreys had a party line. And then there were the, hi, I'm lonely. Do you want to meet me? I'm on the, I mean, come on. Who was it? Which of you called in on those things? I'd love to know. 1976 Jono, Jono. That's 1976 Jono. And you'll find out all my deep, dark secrets for just $3.99 the first minute, 99 cents each additional minute. Think that would work? Miss Cleo. I love it. I never asked. I just got an ass cooking when the phone bill came in. I never called 900 numbers. Candy Shack. It looks like Caddyshack is the win. Mac Mama is going to be streaming Caddyshack. Any John Candy movie would be a good movie. I agree. Called and hung up at friends' houses. Call me now. I'm waiting. I'd call 976 Jono. Ran up a huge bill. All right, Michael, who did you call? Oh, the Elf 900 number. Oh, that's funny. Goonies is on Tubi right now. Let's do a weekend at Bunny's Day. I think you meant Bernie's, probably a typo, and I think that's a good idea. All right, guys. It is definitely probably past 9 o'clock, but it's been an amazing show, as always. More fun than I have all week, hanging out with the 300 or so of you guys tonight. Hope you guys liked it. Next Sunday will come from you direct from the 716, direct from Buffalo. Last pitch. If you guys can, subscribe, like, watch, continue to share. If you're on YouTube, there is a video I would love for everybody to go see if you haven't already. It is the Thrift Store Throwdown. It's on the video side of my YouTube page. Go ahead and take a look, see who won the throwdown, let me know. And we're working on getting a second one out to you guys. I will see you next week from Buffalo. Until then, thank you so much for all you guys do. I appreciate you. What's wrong with the camera? I don't know. There's too many people today. I will see you soon. Same bat time, same bat channel, different bat city. See you next Sunday. Have a great week. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.